most of the time kinasemanga niko hapa Limax Road, niko United States of America, but today I'm in UK and well, I'm with my good friend Annah. How are you?
Hello, Jeremy.
Good to see you.
Nice to meet you.
Number one, nishukuru ulikuja my event.
I came on Saturday
Yes.
for your event in
Yes.
the UK.
Yes.
And it was awesome.
Thank you.
The turnout was good.
Thank you.
People are happy.
Yes.
We were quite happy.
Asante sana.
Yeah.
Nashukuru sana. Tukiwa na watu kama nyinyi hii dunia,
Yeah.
it will be a better place.
And you as well.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, unajua nimekuwa nikikufuata sana kwa YouTube.
Yeah, that's
Na
good.
nimeona umefanya kazi mzuri na I said when I get to the UK, actually this is my first interview. Ile tunaweza sema ni interview
Yes.
ya kufanya.
Yes.
Because we said we have to lift one another.
Yes.
So now Anna, tuanzie hapo. Kwenu ni wapi na kwanza nikupe nafasi wasalimie watazamaji wetu.
Hello, Jeremy, Damaris, viewers, KDM.
Yes.
Thank you for supporting Jeremy.
Yes.
Jeremy is a man of God.
Thank you.
He has changed so many lives
Thank you.
across the whole world. And thank you for joining us and feel blessed as you listen to me and to Jeremy. And I really appreciate this time and this platform.
Amen.
Amen.
Kenya kwenu ni wapi?
Kwetu ni Kigumo.
Kigumo
In
kwa
Kiambu.
Jamre.
In Kiambu.
Kule kulikuwa kwa Jamre. Oh, Kigumo in Kiambu.
Yeah.
Hiyo iko wapi?
Kigumo in Kiambu is in Komodai location.
Komodai location.
Yeah.
Well, hiyo
Yeah.
ni pande ile ya Githunguri sasa.
Imegongori sasa,
Oh,
lakini
yeah.
Komodai. Yeah, in
Okay.
Kiambu County.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Seems like kama ulikuja UK kitambo sana.
Not really. Yeah, I was born in Kenya.
Yes.
As I said, in Kegumo, I attended the local primary school,
Right.
Kegumo Primary School. So we used to walk to school.
Yes.
And then from there, I joined the local school, which was Komodai Girls.
Yes.
And then from there, I joined Kaboi Girls. And then from Kaboi Girls, I went to Kenyatta University.
Right.
Yeah, and then qualified as a teacher. Yeah.
So you have been as a teacher in Kenya?
I taught in Kenya for a few years.
Okay.
And then when I finished my BA from KU, I was posted to the Green Boys.
Right.
The Green Boys still in Komodai. I think I've been Komodai girl.
Yes.
And then from there in 2003, we came to the UK.
Okay.
And since I came to UK, I've never changed my career.
Wow.
I remain a teacher up to today.
Jesu mwega. So,
Yeah,
so ulifunza umeitaje?
the Green Boys.
So ulienda shule nyingine ama ni hiyo tu?
Initially when I left KU,
Right.
I was posted to Maragua Secondary School,
Okay.
just across Maragua town, and then I got a transfer to the Green Boys,
Okay.
where I taught for a few years, and then I came to the UK.
I hope wewe sio yule mwalimu wa mahesabu watu wanashinda wakitafuta.
I'm actually here to say maybe, I don't know whether it's to defend the math teacher, but probably that math teacher had the best interest for the student,
Right.
but because of frustration, or maybe the way people address people,
Yes.
maybe mwalimu wa hesabu akasema hivyo alisema.
Wewe hutaenda mbali.
I believe, by the way, I believe in the power of words,
Right.
yeah? Because death and life
Yes,
and the power
you
of
are right,
tongue, yeah?
yes,
So as teachers, as adults, we need to be careful
Yes.
what we tell the
You're
young
right,
people.
yes.
We didn't need, even when we have got the best interest for them,
Yes.
even when we are very frustrated, we need to be careful
Yes.
with the words of our mouth. You know, we need to correct.
Yes.
There's nothing wrong correcting the kids, but we need to be careful with the words of our mouth so that we don't do it in a way, even if you have got the best interest,
Yes.
then the kid or the young person you're trying to correct
Yes.
maybe get it in another way.
Okay, in fact initially nikikuuliza hiyo swali nilikuwa nataka kujua haswa the subject you are teaching.
I'm a geography teacher.
Geography teacher.
Yeah.
Oh, Mrs. Garoya wangu. Akiwa pale my geography teacher was Mrs. Garoya. Now she works as a nurse in Seattle now.
Oh,
Salimika.
that's
Hata kama
good.
geography ilikalia sana when we
Yeah.
started studying about rocks.
Yeah, for me, my degree was in geography. My BA
Yes.
at KU, I did geography.
Okay.
And then of course qualified, and when I came here I have never changed it. So I'm teaching geography at Key Stages 3, which is the foundation
Right.
in the secondary school. When kids come from primary school, we lay that firm foundation,
Okay.
and then as they move on to Key Stage 4, where they have to do the option, choose the subject that they want to do,
Right.
then they have got that firm foundation, and they are able to make a decisive decision. These are the subjects that I want to do.
Okay.
For example, in the UK, let's say in all schools, mathematics, English and sciences are compulsory.
Right.
But the other subject will be optional, although there are some schools that will say this subject is compulsory on top of the 3, but even as they make that option, then they have got a good foundation.
Okay.
Then when they go to Key Stage 4 now, which is now the exam, national exam, which is GCSE, then I also go with them, those who pick geography. So for Key Stage 3 is compulsory. Then those who pick it for their GCSE, I move with them, of course, as a department. They are the geography teachers, and then we prepare them for the GCSE. There are those after the GCSE who choose to do it for their GCE, A levels, or college, and they go with it. There are those who choose to go to university or to other careers.
Awesome. So Anna, when you came to the UK, actually, in the US, sana unaenda na green card ama unaenda kusoma. So ulifika hapa aje?
We all have got a journey, and we all have got a testimony, and I'm actually Jeremy for bringing me to this platform to address that and for that question. So what happened is at some point I got married, and we felt maybe we need to go abroad. We had that desire of going abroad and further our studies or pursue, further our studies. So initially, it's me who applied, and I didn't want to come to the United Kingdom. But the master's degree that I applied for, I didn't know that it is only offered to the home students here. They don't offer it to overseas students. It's for home students. So when I applied, I sent everything, including the references, and then they came back to me. But the UK is very good in responding. So they came back to me, and they told me, we received the application. We are sorry we don't offer it to overseas students. So mimi nikaweka my letter there, and I left it there for some time. But then the following year, my husband applied to come and study. Most people don't know that universities, United Kingdom universities, come to Kenya for educational exhibitions. So my husband went to Study Center. They had come. The universities in the United Kingdom had sent their delegates to come for the education exhibition at Study Center. And so my husband went for the application, for the interview, and by God's grace he made it. He got to universities, and then he chose University of Birmingham. So that's how he came. Again, something else we didn't know, that the borders were open. As I mentioned to you, that at times UK open 2 years border, 2 years work visa. They open the borders for 2 years, where they give 2 years work visa for the student who successfully complete in any of their higher institution of learning, above bachelor's degree and above. So we actually, when my husband went, we didn't know the borders were open. So when he went, and then they turned for the visa. At that time, we used to go to Upper Hill. It's now moved. The offices are moved to Westlands. So by that time, we used to go to Upper Hill. So when my husband went, he was told that his application for the visa was successful. So we used to go very early in the morning. Then they told to come back for the passport in the afternoon. And he was told he was successful. So when he was told to come back in the afternoon for the visa, and himself he was going back for 1 year. When he was going back for the visa, he was going for knowing that he was given 1 year. But when he went, he had 3 years. He had 3 years. We didn't understand that time the borders were open.
Now so for 2 years now.
So there's the 1 year for the master's program and the 2 years work visa. And I have to say that was God's favor, because other people who had applied and they got 1 year. So we don't know what they were looking for. So he was given those 3 years, and of course the 3 years they have additional months there because of graduation and all that, and that's how we came.
So hii visa ni ya family?
Ilikuwa yake
as
a student. Ilikuwa yake as a student. As a student, but then when he came September. So myself and left the 2 kids. We had a daughter and a son. We have got another 1 year. So that time we had the 2. So we felt that 48 months, it's a bit, because he got 48 months. It's some time. So we agreed that I can come, I can join him, and especially with the kids to have their dad around and all that. So For me, I just applied for leave from the TSC because I was employed by the TSC, and for sure I was granted the leave to come. And then when I came here, so we joined him on a dependent visa now. So when we came as a dependent to him, and then he was at the university, and then after he finished, we still had 2 years left. Yeah. And then after that, we agreed I can go to university myself as well.
Sasa usome walimu tena.
Taking you back, I told you I had applied. And I was told they don't give it to overseas students. But when I arrived there, because we joined my husband 6 months after he had been here, when I arrived here, the following day I called the university.
You said I'm here now.
I told them I'm here, and I told them I did apply, but I was told it's not given to overseas students. It's only for home students. And then they told me, I called in the morning. They told me, call again in the afternoon. We see whether you can get your application. And for sure, I called again in the afternoon. After they called me back in the afternoon, they told me, we have found the application. Are you able to come? I told them I'm available. So I went the following day. So I had a chat with the admin. And then they now invited me for the interview. So when I went, I was the only overseas student, and I was offered. I got the offer. So you know, I don't take it for granted because most overseas students they pay a lot of money, but because I was the only home student, I was allowed to pay the home student fee.
Wow. Huyo tunasemanga ni Mungu.
Huyo ni Mungu.
So maisha ikaanza hapo, maisha ya London.
Maisha ya Birmingham.
Tunasemaga maisha ya London. Kila mtu akiona mambo ni mazuri, mambo ni maisha ya London. So maisha ya Birmingham ikaanza hapo. So now after school, of course, lazima sasa uandikwe kazi.
Yeah, so what happened is that was I applied for the masters now in counseling, but in education. So I successfully completed it. But just to encourage someone there wondering how, I just want to give to testify of the goodness of God, because my husband was in full-time education that time. When I arrived here, I applied with an education agency to teach, through an agency, but I couldn't go into teaching straight away because my kids were young, and in this country, my son was 3, my daughter was 5. In this country, you have to drop the kids on time and pick them on time. So going to school was a bit difficult for me, and my husband was quite busy at the university. That time he's now writing his exams, dissertations. So I did support work at night. So I started 9 p.m. and work and left at 7 a.m. And then I'll come and prepare the kids for school. But immediately finished, I joined now what I told you, the counseling and education.
Sasa maisha ni kufanya kazi, kuangalia watoto na pia kusoma.
Yeah, but after finishing now my counseling, my postgraduate in counseling, I really felt I wanted to go back to class. I felt my calling is in teaching.
Sasa unajua kuna watu wengi sana ambao wanakuja diaspora. The time you land, whether in UK, in Spain, in US, mtu anatafutanga wapi ile pesa. Hata kama ulikuwa wewe ni profesa Kenya, unasahau na profesa wako because tumezoea kuziwa uoga. Ukifika hapa masomo yako ya Kenya inakuwa zero. You have to start from scratch probably. Na wale unajua sasa kuna wale ni ignorant, akiambiwa hivyo anasema wacha niende nikaoshe kama
for me Jeremy, what I did is, most people don't know, when I came here I applied for the comparability, the comparison of my Kenyan qualifications and the UK. I applied through an organization called UK NARIC, and all my qualifications from primary school to university and the UK were equal.
Awesome.
Yeah, so when I finished my postgraduate in counseling, I felt I want to go to teaching. So I went back to university and I did a postgraduate certificate in education. And by the time I finished, I was a UK qualified teacher.
Sasa kuingia kwa class, I'm trying to imagine, because umesema ni age from what age?
It's from 11 to 18 years.
11 to 18 years. Huyo ni mtoto anajua huyu ni mtu Nyaudi ameingia kwa class na mzungu. Well, of course kuna ile especially kama kwetu sana kuhusu the color. How kuogopa hiyo na some of the challenges you met when you got to the class?
No. Challenges are everywhere, but I have to say that my students were quite gentle. I told you before I even finished my postgraduate in education, I already got a job with the UK government itself. And they applied for my work permit, and I started teaching, straight into teaching. And of course I went as a fully qualified UK teacher, like any other teacher, with a form. I was teaching geography and I was a form tutor. I had my own group that reported to me every know how, we call them form tutor. So I have to say it's the grace of God, but I remember one kid in year 8 telling me, Miss, I've never had a black teacher, and we are so proud of you. Yeah, so I stayed in that school for over 12 years. And then after 12 years, I now moved to another school. And I have to say, in all humbleness, that I've taught in very high achieving schools here. I just finished King Edward's, one of the top schools in the UK. And by God's grace, I'm moving now to another school in September. Awesome. By God's promotion.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
these are kind of things we want to hear.
Yeah.
Si watu wetu kusikia wanakata nyasi Ulaya, ni mtu anakuja, you come here, you advance, and tunaingia na hii community and we do great like they do, right?
Yeah. The thing is, I'm so glad that I'm talking to you here because I'm here to encourage someone. They will say, "Kasi ni kasi." You can do this job as you do something else. Like I told you when I came here, I already had a job with an agency to go and teach. But because of my family and my husband was studying, I had to work at night because I really didn't want to distract him thinking about I have to drop the kids to school, I have to keep the kids from school, and he had to concentrate on his studies. So I did that because we had to pay for the house rent, we needed to eat. But that did not stop me there. So you can do this as you look for something else. And at the same time, don't lose your dream and don't lose your passion. For me, I love being a teacher. I told you I even did counseling. I'm a qualified counselor in education, but I felt I'm called to go to class. And I'm really happy when I see kids doing well, or when I'm leaving school and kids know I'm leaving school to another school and they are crying.
Well, now let's come back to Kenya because I know there are so many teachers who are watching you right now. Maybe they are geography teachers, other history teachers, and of course they feel, oh my God. Comparison ya masomo ya hapa na ya nyumbani when you came over here, and you have done this for quite some time. Uliona utofauti, kuna utofauti either ni kimshahara ama ni kiwanafunzi ama ni system
I would have to admit everything is completely different. In the UK, you must be ready to advance. It's called professional development. Because even after I did my postgraduate in counseling and I graduated, I went back and I did my postgraduate in education and I got the UK qualified teacher status. I didn't stop there. After I started my job now here as a fully qualified teacher, when I finished my induction year, which we call NQT, I went back to university and I did a master's in education now, which I concentrated on management and leadership, and also I did it in modules. I was teaching full time, but every Wednesday I went to the university, so I did it part time, and I did it in modules. I looked at some areas that I need to research on, so I did the safeguarding. I really wanted to develop in IT because we didn't have that good IT background, and I wanted to get into my career knowing that I can do like any other teacher. So I did a module in IT, and then I did leadership and management, and also did how to manage experienced teachers. You have to.
So you are challenging some of us. Like we are supposed to get back to school and get these documents and these papers all together and just be like you. When we grow up, we want to be like you. Now let's come back to this. Of course, how walimu sasa wako Kenya na wako hapa. Maybe somebody is in the UK right now. Alikuja hapa akapata mtu kama wewe, unaweza muadvise amwambie now this is the route to go. So what do you do kusaidia watu kama hao? Maybe a teacher in Kenya who wanna come to the UK.
I've tried to talk to some of them, but it also depends with one's choice. There are some people who come here and then realize maybe I can change the career because in the UK there are so many options. People just go to university and change into other careers. So it's one's decision. But I think what I've seen kind of discouraging most teachers is the British kids. And the British kids are kids like any other kids. They listen to you, you handle them, If it is school, there's house schools for all, there's the behavior system, for the rewards, if it is sanctions. So you just need to know that. And again, I always tell the Kenyan teachers, if you want to come and teach here, get to know you're coming to teach the British kids. The Kenyan kids are Kenyan kids. We love them. The British kids are British kids. You have to adopt to that. And then why you go somewhere new, Jeremy, we are advised to just learn the environment first, understand the culture, and then when you understand the environment and the culture, then you're able to get into it and settle down. Yeah.
Awesome. So what about the students who maybe want, because I know now you're in that field, working with students, I mean, unasaidia wanafunzi namna gani? Hiyo information yote umegather, there must be a route, there must be a way people can be able, like you did, apply schools.
Yeah.
So
what happened is, because of being asked so many questions by so many people, parents and guardians here in the UK, parents back home, and even across the world, I decided, because I can't talk to individual one by one, I started a YouTube channel.
Right.
And then I would tell people, is there a topic that you want me to address through my YouTube channel? Let me know, and then I'll address that. And I have been trying to address that, uploading short videos, talking and addressing the different questions that have been asked.
Okay.
Yeah. So, like if I could give an example, someone was asking about how do I apply for the comparability of my Kenyan qualifications, so that with the UK one. And I just uploaded a video and explained that very clearly in the video.
Okay.
Yeah.
So mtu akitaka kwenda kwa YouTube channel yako?
My YouTube channel is Annah G. Kimani, and Annah G. Kimani is ANNAH G Kimani KIMANI.
Right.
Annah G. Kimani. When you go there, you Google it, you'll find. You go to YouTube, you'll find me there. And I've addressed a lot of topics.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. So just in case you need any information about education, hiyo mambo ya compatibility ya kuangalia masomo yako ama inaingiana na ya UK, of course she has all that information in her YouTube channel, and as you can see hapa chini ya screen, you can just go that YouTube channel, subscribe.
Yeah.
That's number one.
Yes.
And follow. Then from there you'll be able to be sending news. Unafanyanga lini na lini? Like every week?
Because I'm quite busy. I told you I teach full time.
Yes.
Teaching in the UK is you have to be at the notch of it. You know, it's really detailed. So I only upload a full video depending on the questions that people have asked me.
Right.
I only upload a full video once a month.
Okay.
I try to do it at the beginning of each month.
Okay.
But in between, anytime regularly, I do short videos directing people to another main video. Like if someone asks me a question and I'd address that question in that full video, I just upload a short video and direct them to the main video.
Okay.
Or I just upload a mix and then direct them with a full URL link of that video that had addressed.
Okay.
Yeah.
So watu wenye wako UK right now,
yes, please.
Either ni watoto, watu wazima, kama sisi sasa ni watu wa UK, sasa unawasaidiaje? The people who are already here and they want to advance their education.
Yeah, the thing is, I just advise the young people, and especially if you have come from abroad.
Yes.
Just remember that's an opportunity, and you have to seize every opportunity.
Right.
So I encourage them, work smart, work hard.
Right.
When you go to a classroom, you are seated there. The teacher won't differentiate. I'm teaching this white kid or this Asian kid or this Chinese kid and leave that black kid. You're all there in that classroom. You just need to work smart, work hard. No. Follow the procedures that your teachers are giving you in order to make progress.
Right.
Make sure that you set the bar very high.
You're right.
Because in the UK, and I would say maybe any other developed countries, there are a lot of opportunities.
Yes.
So make sure, as a young person, I'm talking to you there, in the UK, and Diaspora, and even in Kenya, seize that opportunity when you're in that age and get those qualifications, get that work experience, so that because you are growing up, so that when you're at that age, you're turning 21, you won't look back and feel like I wasted my time, and you're going back to school trying to catch up with qualifications that you could have got when you're young.
You're right.
Yeah.
Wow, I'm very proud of you, Anna.
Yeah.
And of course, thank you very much for sticking, I mean, I would say doing what is in you. Because you're doing a challenge sana watu wengi.
Yeah, Jeremy, if I could take you back.
Yes.
You know, in Kenya, we have got a lot of opportunities in Kenya.
Right.
And some things that we assume as just hobbies or talents or a right doing, you really don't know where they'll take you in the future. in the Masters in Counseling Skills and Education, and they told me that they don't operate to overseas students, is for home students. And by God's grace, I found myself here. And when I went, they didn't deny me that opportunity. I was the only foreign student in that class. It was all British students. And I remember when I went for the interview, they asked me, what have you done to help people? And I looked back, and they told me, apart from teaching, you are being paid, it's your career. What else have you done to help people? As I told you, I was born in Komodai, so I grew up in the village. I'm a village girl. But I had this passion of identifying the elderly people in our community. And then when I came from school, I would go to our coffee farm, correct? You know the branches that with the cooking firewood, when the coffee branches dry up and the small stems, and then I would just tie them on my back, go taking them to the elderly people in our village. And then the water, most homes didn't have running water. So I would carry water with a kabuyu from very young age. My mom says even from 5 years, I used to do that. And aniwekea maji kwa kabuyu, naperekea the elderly people. And at times my mom, when the coffee is pruned, she would tie the, what do we call the stem? Gosia kahua. And she would help me go to each home, taking to this elderly people. Fushe na gosia mehua. And yes, when I told them that I had done that, when I told the professor who was doing the interview that I had done that, she just told me, you have got the offer.
Awesome. Mtu endelee kufanya mema.
Na kufanya vile, the opportunity that you have got. And something else I wanted to say. I remember because I was, when I moved to Adrene Boys now, when we were going through school, we didn't have the IT background, and here in the UK you can't teach without IT because everything is smart boards, computers, and all that. So what happened when I was there was a gentleman who came with 2 computers at Kegumo Shopping Center and started teaching people IT. I was his first student. I went, I did the basic, I did the Word, I did the Excel, I did the PowerPoint, MS, PowerPoint. When I spoke to my head teacher, and I told him I would want to do this course, so because I was deciding at school, and there were some teachers who were coming from Bondo Simaman, I just told the head teacher, let all my lessons be put in the morning hours, because I'm walking from the staff quarters to school, put all my lessons in the morning, and then if those who are commuting can maybe from 10 a.m. and that, and then give me 2 free afternoons, I can go and do the IT. And the teacher did that. So I used to go Monday and I used to go Thursday afternoon. I did the MS Word, Excel, PowerPoint, not knowing where I'm heading with it, So I did that, and then of course I found it. So when I came here, I was not green with IT. So I had some basic background on, I'm preparing a lesson, I have to upload a PowerPoint, I've got that ticket in front of me. It was not overwhelming for me because I had the IT background.
Awesome. So now what is the plan? What's the idea now? What's the vision?
My vision is to reach people. I'm already teaching. I would want to retire teacher. I've had so many opportunities to go this way. Actually, I did tell you at one point I became a lecturer. After I got my Masters in Education, I got a job as a lecturer. But after teaching for some time, I felt, I think I'm caught with the teenagers. I think I enjoy working with the young people. So I went back now to the school, the 11 to 18 years. So I would want to continue working with the young people personally and talking to the young people that I'm teaching who are my students and across the whole world. And that's why I started the YouTube channel. And if you have got any question, you can get me through the YouTube channel comment. And also I've got a website.
Yes,
so
give us the website.
There is there on my website you can chat. My website is annagkimanipublications.com.
annagkimanipublications.com.
By the way, I also write books.
Okay, awesome. You have one already?
I didn't bring them here. I wish I didn't think about that. But I've written several books, and also I have written student diaries, which are summary from January to April, May to August, and September to December. They are A4. They are selling at Amazon. If you go to Amazon.com or Amazon.co.uk, and then you type in my name, Anna Kimani, Annah, Kimani, Kimani. All my books will come there, all my diaries will come there, and you can place an order. They are quite good for revision.
Amen. Yeah. Wow, I'm very proud of you, and of course I wish you all the best.
And at the moment I'm writing a book.
Do you have the title already?
It's still cooking. I'm writing it, but I want to address it as growing up in the Kenyan highlands.
Growing up in the Kenyan
highlands. But that is going to be a children storybook, just inspiring the young people that you can make it.
Kabisa.
You can get there.
Thank you very much. Watu wa Birmingham. Umesema unaishi Birmingham. Hapa in UK. I live in Birmingham in the US. I wish I can get that time to go to Birmingham. Nilisikia wale wazungu walitoka Birmingham hapa ndio walikuja kwetu kule USA.
Yeah, we can organize, you can visit.
At least nikuja watu wa Birmingham, so at least mmewakilishwa hapa upande wa UK. I wish you all the best. Of course, you said if you want to get kuna Facebook page.
Niko na Facebook. My Facebook is Kimani Publications.
Kimani Publications. Yes. Get her on that Facebook if you have that burning question about coming to school here, or maybe you are here, you want to advance your study, your education. Well, I know Anna, I know her spirit, I know her heart. Naweza kusaidia sana. Of course, tuko na watoto wengi sana ambao they don't even know what to take as careers. They are here. Mzazi anakuambia unataka uwe pilot, mtoto pia yeye akisikiza hapana.
Yeah, but then we have addressed that. I don't believe in suppressing the kids. Personally, I'm a parent.
Yes.
Because that talent, that gifting could have done in the career.
Yes.
For example, in sports, there's some kids who are very good in sports.
Yes.
You, as they pursue, they continue with their education. Don't suppress that talent. Build it up, because like let's say careers in sports, maybe people retire quite early.
Yes.
So you can just let them go through that. Try to boost it as they pursue their education. So by the time they retire, then they can come back to the qualification they had. And if I could, there's some video I've addressed on that. Most of the UK British sportsmen and women, they have got very high careers. Most of them, they work really hard in their GCSEs, and they got the grades. And then they did their A-levels, they got their grades, and then they took a break to concentrate in the sport, and then they came back and pursued. Most of them are qualified doctors. Yeah, most of them are qualified.
Hapa nasikia ndio kuna Manchester, ndio kuna Arsenal, kuna Liverpool, kuna Tottenham.
And others have got other careers. Like most of the sportsmen and women, especially women, are qualified medical.
Mimi nataka kwenda Arsenal. Wanachezakia wapi, kiwanja gani?
Maybe.
Hiyo tutaangalia behind the camera, but of course thank you very much for coming. Na tunashukuru sana. I'm here in UK, and of course you have inspired us, and thank you very much. Umesema always a teacher.
Always a teacher. And if they have got further questions, like my website, on all the YouTube channels that I upload, when you go to the description, you'll get all the contacts there if you miss getting what I was saying maybe.
Thank you very much. God bless you. Jeremy Damaris.